Welcome to part 4 of making my dress for the Eras Tour. Now that prototype 1 is done, it's time to make some improvements. So I sat down with a pen and some scissors and figured out what changes I needed to make on my pattern in order to reflect it on the actual garment. Then it was time to take apart prototype number 1 so that I could reuse the fabric. This involved a lot of seam ripping and it was a little sad, but it's best to reuse what I can. Finally, it was time to restart the whole process. I recut out all of my pattern pieces and started to assemble the top. This time, I knew I wanted to do a lining as well because that's how it'll look in the final dress, and I wanted to make sure it was going to look good. And that means making 2 of each of the top pieces and then sewing them together. I also added some temporary straps to see what that would look like. And so far, the top was looking way better than the first one. Then it was time to recut out the skirt, but I was having issues lining it up exactly where I wanted it. I was trying it on and couldn't really figure out what I wanted to do. Luckily, a friend on Instagram suggested a panel skirt instead, so I switched gears and started drafting a pattern for that. This allowed me to line up the channels for the ruching perfectly so that it would match the top. Finally, I added an invisible zipper and then the dress was complete. And guys, look how cute! It's so much better than my first prototype. Like, this one actually looks like a real dress, and I feel like I really got the shape down. It is a little big in some places, so I'll have to make some adjustments, but they shouldn't be too hard to fix, so I think it's time to start looking for some black sparkly fabric.